Thank you very much. I am Mr. Tanke Chrysanthus in short here, an Ambazonian from Mezam County, specifically from Kwen LGA. I'm a refugee in the UK now for over 20 months. We have been doing a lot within the SCNC and the Ambazonian community in general to push forward the independence of the southern Cameroon's Ambazonia. Ambazonia is a country that has been neglected for quite some time, far back in the days of colonization, and we have not been decolonized by those who colonized us, the British. So we are fighting this war today because of the errors that they committed in 1961. Because I don't see any reason why you can ask a country which was already voted in the UN resolution to be independent, and you ask them to go again in another plebiscite. That was fraud, and our rights were abused. That is what we are standing for today. The British must come back and correct the errors of 1961. They are here, they have the solution in their hands. And we're in the UK, we are knocking on every door, we are meeting organizations, meeting the press, talking and selling this issue because they have hidden this problem for the international community not to be aware of. Even there are UK citizens that they are not even aware that there is a country called Ambazonia or Southern Cameroon, which was colonized by the British.
Right. Tell me about your efforts you've mentioned them casually. Can you vividly tell me how your efforts to get the British to redress this problem is going?
Yes. Within my short stay in the UK now, I've done a lot within the core of the NCNC, working with the executive of the NCNC. We have been making public presentations like the one I did at the UCLang University on the 17th of June during the Refugee Week. I presented the Ambazonian case, and most of the NGOs in the hall, they were very much surprised to hear that there was a country in Africa that has never been decolonized. Those are the efforts. I have flyers that I used to distribute, made by one of our friends, Nations Without States. I distribute these flyers, and most of my colleagues, we do the distribution. I go to churches, I talk about Ambazonian, I go to groups around Lancashire and everywhere, even Manchester, Liverpool. I speak to people in buses, in churches, in most of the communities to create awareness about the killings going on in Cameroon, about the villages born by the French Cameroon. So we have been suffering for 58 years. We have never been free. So we have to let the world know what we are going through. The president of Cameroon, Paul Biya, declared war against the English-speaking people. And they claim that we are one and indivisible. We are the ones that brought peace in Cameroon because we voted in that useless plebiscite. I call it useless because you can't ask somebody to go in a plebiscite of which he was supposed to be given independence according to Resolution 1608 from the UN.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, where we are now, at this juncture where we are, where others are thinking that we should just keep fighting and fight our way to independence, and others are thinking we should have negotiations to get to independence. What is your opinion?
It's not a question of my opinion. It's a general opinion. I don't think any Ambazonian is again for a federation or for anything like decentralization as a camouflage Cameroon government is pretending. They are pretending because they know that they are exploiting us. All what the Ambazonian stands for is independence, and what is going on now is already a conflict and a crisis between two countries. We were two countries that we came together between two countries, and once there is a crisis between two countries, I think it was the responsibility of the UN to come in to say that no, you move away from this country because this was a country we voted for this country to be independent. So there's nothing like talking about a federation or whatever thing else. We are all for independence. That's what the Southern Cameroonians stand for. It's not my opinion alone, because I have tested public opinion everywhere from friends. I am.
That is understood. My question was really on whether we should attain independence by just fighting or attain independence by mediating.
No, we have to attain by mediating, because mediation was what we started clamoring for. But the evil French Cameroon regime as they are, they don't want anything like negotiation because they know that they don't have any game to play with us. They know what they're doing to us. They know what they're exploiting from us. They're keeping us because of what we have, not because of who we are or not because they like us. But we are the ones that like them and voted to join them. Why didn't we join Nigeria that speak English like us? We prefer to join them because they were Cameroon and we were Cameroon. Knowing that we're going into the devil's camp. They are just the worst kind of people to live with. Our problem is not French in Cameroon. Our problem is a historical problem. They are the people creating the problem in Cameroon on us. Right. They declared the war against us. They went into our educational systems. Those were the immediate causes. Alongside so many other causes that they build roads only in their regions. They don't build roads in our regions. Right. They build schools only in their regions. They create schools in our region and they abandon. Yeah. The teachers and the lawyers strike were just the immediate causes of the crisis, a long-standing crisis for 50, 80 years.
Indeed. Now, let me know from you, how do you think we should address the internal problem of division within the struggle?
I think our interim government is not a government, it's an interim government. That's what most people, they misunderstood. They misunderstood it, they call it a government. That's when they say interim is a government to be acting in a place of something. They have done a lot of work in terms of unifying with all the frontline leaders, except one of our Haiti brothers, Mr. Yabacho Lucas. I don't hesitate calling his name openly because he's always walking away. But I don't think that's the best solution. We are one, and we have a common enemy. We have to unite forces and fight this enemy to liberate our people. We don't have to be working on different fronts. And the IG has been doing a lot, uniting with all the other leaders except him that is out in the Southern Cameroon Liberation Council. I think that's a milestone already. So I think all the other groups have to come in and join the SCLC in this negotiation process going on with the Swiss. It's a very good step to end this crisis peacefully, and let's get back our country and develop our country. We have a right to live as a people and to develop our own country.
Thank you so much. Now, I want you to speak to the Ambazonian. If you had a stage to address the Ambazonian, I want you to go ahead and address them right now.
Ambazonia, this is what I've had on here. You know, I go everywhere with this my T-shirt. You understand? This is Ambazonian T-shirt. Ambazonia oye, Ambazonia oye. We have to remain strong. We have to remain united. We have a common cause, and it's the just cause. This independence is not something we have to lose now. This is a great opportunity for us to win this revolution. I think we have to unite our forces behind the interim government, which is the most trusted government that we have now. Forget about all the squabbles everywhere on social media. It's not going to take us anywhere. We should look at our flag and our country, Ambazonia, and make our country great. That is what I want to say to tell my fellow brothers and sisters in the various counties, in the various LGAs. If you are unable to fund the IG, fund your LGA. Those are people you know. Charity begins at home. Fund where you trust. Fund, give your money where you know how the money will be spent and how they can account to you. But the IG has done the greatest step so far, calling for an audit. That is something I've never seen in Africa. I think this is the first government in Africa that has called for an audit. And if we can implement this tradition in Ambazonia, I think auditing shall be part and parcel of us. And all these likes of corruption and embezzlement in Africa will cease to exist in Africa's best and new nation, Ambazonia.
I have triggered another question.
Yes.
You keep talking about the IG. Others think that we don't have a government. And you started off by saying that. How come you keep insisting there's a government?
No, I haven't said it's a government. I'm sorry, you misquote me. I said it's an interim government, but some people misquote it to be a government.
So, but there are many people who don't even accept it as an interim government.
They don't accept it. You know, my brother, I can't hesitate to tell you that most of these small groups around, most of them they are in this revolution for one reason or the other, of which we know I can't be saying over the press right now. But I think that the reason is not being greedy about saying that is only me, because this revolution is bigger than any other Ambazonian.
So you think that those who are not accepting the interim government are not for the struggle?
They are for the struggle, but they have some private things that benefits them, having their own personal groups.
Okay.
Yes, because I think this government is the best government that has given power back to the people. LGA by LGA, county by county, is giving power back to the people. If the people have the power, I think we should be the best democracy in the whole world. If we can give power back to the people in a revolution, I think in Ambazonia we'll have the best country in Africa.
Thank you very much. I appreciate your comments.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.